This is going to be my war game for today, February 3rd, Tuesday, right? And we're just going to focus on the 4 steps because that's what we're currently going over, right? So we see that Asia was long true and they bought it up. They know that they sold London and that we went short in New York 1. First and foremost, going back to the candle science that we did during reengineering, we've hit the 30th percentile zone. Well, it came close to it. We did take out the previous day high, which had the higher probability. So now we're going to use session probabilities to figure out where we're going and is it possible to make a new high a day. Right. So because we went short, right, out of the 730 to 830 box, we see that there is a 65% probability of a false versus a 32 to be true, right? 34 to be true, meaning we can go down to one of these probability levels to come back up and make a new high a day. That's the highest probable scenario, right? So we switch over to false, right? We can start highlighting which one of these probability levels below us really matter, right? To see if we're going to net off of it. So first and foremost, we are going to be looking at this P12 mid and previous day high. Well, we've already hit that, so that is no longer in play. We already hit Asia OU, so the next one is going to be Globex open and this P12 low, right? And then we can use the previous hour mid, previous 3-hour mids right here to kind of see if price is going to go down to go back up, right? So looking at these levels, Globex open between 8 and 10 o'clock, we can see there's an 83% probability of this Globex open getting hit between 9:30 and 10, right? So that's the definite willingness to come down. So now let's use distros, quarterly distros, to see, do we have enough range for the New York 1? We can see we definitely have enough range for the distro, for our quarterly distros, to come all the way down and then come back up, right? Now we can look at which one has a higher probability, P12 high or P12 low, right? We can see that this P12 high has a 65% in the dashboard, and this P12 low has an 86% probability. So that's another if-then statement. They say price wants to go a little bit low before it bounces back up. Right. So now we're going to look at this from a high day, low day standpoint for a false. Right. For a false, right, we can expect a new low of the day between 9:30 and 9:45. So we're expecting to come down, make a new low day, do a gap fill, and then recover. Right. Now, from a low day standpoint, we know that the low of the day for a short false would bring us down where the mode to median is from 0.2 to 0.7. That's your mode to median. The highest probable time for that to happen is between 9:30 and 10:30. For the high of the day, we're expecting a high of the day between 15 and 1600 if we get this scenario. And then the high of the day will go from 0.5 to 0.7. So now we can see that our low of the day is humongous, and this is not done right. So let me fix that. .5 is 0.7. I entered it in the wrong box. And so now we can see that this is kind of the range statistically that we can operate within, right? Our 10-day median range is 403. We've only put in 161. So we have more than enough space to do this, right? So we're expecting the highest probable movement is to come down and keep coming down to one of these levels. And between 9:30 and 10:15, put a major pivot in, right? To start heading back up, right? And have an end of day high day. Right? So that's what we're expecting, right? But now we have to look at the true side of the house. If we decide to go true, meaning we can't make it back above the 730 to 830 high, we just continue going down until 11:30, we can see that this high of the day is a very, very legit high of the day, right? Right? It's a statistical high of the day, right? We have data there, and we definitely, from a time and price standpoint. So if we keep selling off and we can't put a 4-step reversal in, then I'm going to be expecting a low of the day between 15 and 1600, and then we'll do this. We'll put in our high of the day, which was 0.3 to 0.5, and it was from, let's see, 2 to 0.3. And then our low of the day, right, is from 0.4 to like 1.4, and then we're expecting that to happen at 15 to 1600, right? And we know we definitely overextended. We overpriced in Asia and London, so we know volatility is picking up, and then that would bring us down to around the previous day mid area. And we don't have quite the 10-day median range to do that. So our 10-day median range is 403. So right above this previous day mid if we don't get the 4-step reversal and we cannot turn around to do the short fall.